Hello and welcome back. Some more World of Warcraft. We left off with some leveling to do. And we actually have a completed quest. So let me just turn in that quest. Gronka's Band. Okay. What quests do we still have? We got one thing. Well, we have to slay the Legion. That's kinda like a big deal. Eshime Skirmisher. Okay, well, we already deal with that. To rescue. Where's the band thing, though? Well, wait. I just accepted the quest with like, get the freaking band and. Huh? I guess it's somewhere. Well, this is not it. Huh. So I assume it's somewhere, but I don't know if any ideas like where it is. It doesn't really matter though. I'm just gonna continue with Eshime. I'm just gonna stomp through it. So I've been playing a lot of a beta lately. It's ridiculous. I've been playing so much. I've been doing like the PvP stuff that I posted a bunch of videos on, or basically just two, not a bunch. But I posted some videos on it. I tried out different classes. Besides the Druid, of course. Druid seems to be my favorite for now. But things can change. I played a Paladin and it was kind of fun, but it was effective, but it wasn't really that funny, that much fun because, well, I'm just gonna tell you the issue with it. The issue with it right now is that your Word of Glory, you like your big heal, get your freaking holy power off things, and just your big ass heal has now needs to be casted. So what this means, usually like the big heal was just like an instant, like a really big instant heal. Now it has to be casted, and what that creates is this skill, the skill that you have built up for, that you've just generated all that holy power. Actually is just the same version of your, or it's basically like the same thing that you were casting before, well, basically without any mana. So it doesn't heal for more, I guess. I think from what I've seen so far, it basically crits for the same amount. So it basically ends up feeling like the same thing that you were doing the whole time, and that's kind of boring, because you should be, and right now you're kind of excited. You have this free holy power, you can just fire it off, and it's just gonna burn everyone's faces. Or basically it's just gonna heal them. That's kind of like the problem right now with it. It's just one thing. Just change it back to being instant would just fix it, but I guess they won't, because they kind of are moving into the direction that you just have to have everything casted, and I guess for PvE standpoint that makes sense, but for PvP it's just total nightmares, guys. It's just a nightmare. Things like Discipline Priests are just getting wrecked because of it. As a Discipline Priest, you literally only have Holy Ward Shield, Power Ward Shield as an instant heal, and that doesn't even heal or shield for that much. And you're just so freaking susceptible to interrupts. It's ridiculous. Once someone has to be healed, actually has to be healed, then you're just going to fall behind so quickly in the game, even with the switch of pace, basically. Although I have to add to that some things don't seem to be balanced right now. Like for example, the Moonkin Druid seems to be a little bit strong, a little bit too strong. It's kind of like that on live too. So I wonder if they're gonna fix it. But it just puts out too much healing and too much damage at the same time. It's a little bit ridiculous. It needs to get bumped down a little bit. Not the damage, just the healing needs to get bumped down a bit. Shadow Priest is also doing quite well. It's a little bit of the on the high side right now. It's damage once you can free cast. It's ridiculous how much damage the guy does. But you can. It's when you have something like the Shadow Priest, where you can easily counter it by just not letting him free cast. Like for example, right now, if you're playing in Destruction Warlock, if you are able to free cast, you're just gonna wreck faces. Seriously, there's not even a chance against you. You cannot compete with the damage that the Destruction Warlock can put out on live right now. But once you get your game on, once you see him a little bit, once you kick him, he just dramatically falls down in power to the point where sometimes he's flat out useless. So that's kind of like the right thing to balance, in my opinion. If you have like a really strong DPS, but you can easily counter it with just, you know, CC and basically just focusing, and that's like the big deal. If you focus the Destruction Warlock, he is crippled, or basically everybody is crippled if you focus him in some ways, except for maybe like melee guys. But usually they are more conscious about what they're doing. They're not conscious, they're basically just more careful about what they're doing, and can't cast that freely. Basically everybody has an interrupt. If someone like a rogue stands next to you, you just can't free cast unless you fake them, and that can take some time. And that's literally like 3 or 4 seconds that you can't do as much DPS as you should. So there's the thing. I have no idea what the fuck this thing is right now though. Split something. I have collected something, but I have no idea where it is. Well, some sort of. There we go. This blood cat, and I need a braid. How much do I need for that braid? To rescue. Oh, this is actually the quest. Or is it? No, it's not. Well, blood braid. A bit of personal, my love. The braid special. 2 of us. Asked you to pluck flowers and wave it into the twine. To present the gift to Drucker on my behalf. I have no idea how much I need. Well, I guess I'm gonna find out. Is there like an item that I can? Oh! Okay, I need 8. Okay, well. But what I also need to do is go to the toilet right now. Which, well. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a quick cut here, and I will see you guys. Okay, welcome back. Well, I just said welcome back to myself. Well, I'm just back. Okay, well, so we are going to do that, and we discovered how much we need for that braid. Where was I rambling about? I think I was rambling about Paladin, and how I feel like it's kind of destroyed, or not destroyed. It's kind of boring. And I think I went on to priests, and well, yeah. So the thing is, basically this shift. Well, Blizzard didn't deliver as they said. That's kind of like the thing. What they said was, in like when Warlocks of Draenor was announced, and like they were going through healing changes in arenas and all that stuff, is they said they wanted to separate, or they wanted to turn down on interrupts and silences and all that stuff a little bit, and CC in general. basically. They wanted to turn that down. Which they have done that, in terms of CC. They basically turned down everybody with CC. So my clone is no longer on his own private DR, for example. My clone is still like on 6 seconds, but like the fear, it's also only on 6 seconds now. So just CC in general got toned down a bit. What hasn't toned down though was interrupts, and simultaneously they made these changes. But if you're gonna nerf CC and you would just leave everything else intact, you would end up with the situation that healers are really too powerful. So what they done to counter that is they reduce the number of instant heals everybody has, like literally everybody except basically the druid. But it's kind of special because the druid doesn't really heal right. Like I'm basically holding the whole way. It's not like an instant heal, kinda. It still is kind of like an instant cast, but it's not really like an instant heal like Flash of Light. So what happens in basically response to that is that people seek out things that they haven't turned out the interrupt count. Like everybody can still interrupt you, and that's a problem. When like something like let's take the Discipline Priest for an example. It's probably the best I can come up with right now. You can literally do jack shit without casting. You don't have any renew anymore. You only have your power word shield, and you kinda have an instant cast. Really kinda in penance, but that's kinda like a channel, so you can get kicked there as well. The only way to not get interrupted as an priest right now is to fake cast or use a cooldown. Basically use a cooldown that makes you immune to interrupts, which they do have. But that's a 45-second cooldown, and I can't afford to wait 45 seconds to heal someone. That's just not possible. And simultaneously my healing is turned down significantly too. The damage is turned down, but my healing is turned down too. So you can imagine if you only be able to heal like someone, really heal someone, within like 45 seconds. It's not well, or every 45 seconds for 5 seconds. It is. It's just not gonna end up working well. And that's kind of like the problem with discipline priests in general. And just if you really want to shut down like any healer right now except for druid, basically you just have to focus them. It's kind of that easy. If you focus a healer, they are immediately on the defensive and they can't do nearly as much as they could before. So that's kind of my tip. Go for the healers, except the druid, because he can still do stuff. That's kind of what I've thought out in the beta right now. Otherwise, Holy is doing fine. Holy is still the preferred spec. I guess that's opinion. I don't like it, but some people like it, and so you gotta respect that. That's well, and our healers are doing fine too. Shaman is doing okay. Holy Potter, as I said, is boring but effective. Where the fuck am I going? I'm going. Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta. Well, it works. It works. It's just not for me sometimes. Basically, every other healer, I find every other healer to be kind of boring, except for the druid right now. or less effective than a druid, that is. I tried out monk. Monk is probably the weakest that I've ever been.